Hi everyone, my name is Hilal. Today I will be presenting DigiCall. It is a method to measure the maturity of digital strategy through company earning calls. Digital transformation reinvents companies, their vision and strategy, organizational structure, processes, capabilities, culture, and enables the development of new or enhanced products and services delivered to customers more efficiently. Digital transformation is expected to preserve its prominence for companies in the future. Understanding how successful a company is in its digital transformation starts with accurately measuring its digital maturity levels. However, existing approaches to measuring organizations' digital strategy has inconsistent results and also do not provide resources for future research to improve. In order to measure and evaluate the digital transformation of companies, the status quo of their digital strategy maturity levels are measured. We predict the maturity of the digital strategy of S&P 500 companies by leveraging transformer-based models with domain knowledge. The most similar work to ours uses earning call transcripts, however, does not release any data or relevant resources for future research. DigiCall consists of two stages. In the first stage, by leveraging existing work, we predict the aspect. For this task, we process earning call transcripts and search for keywords drawing on the existing work. In the second stage, we annotate 400 sentences to fine-tune language models to predict the maturity of digital strategic initiatives. Now, let's see how these stages are in detail. In the existing work, their first stage is developing a dictionary of 350 terms in 17 topics to be used with the prediction task. Such that any sentence S2 contains a term for the aspect of digital strategy, they combine S2 with the preceding S1 and subsequent S3 from the transcript and feed the appended sentences as S1 plus S2 plus S3 into the model. However, we hypothesize that appending S2 and S1 with S3 might increase the noise in the data. Therefore, we only process sentences containing aspect terms, meaning S2, and drop S1 and S3. Therefore, in stage 1, we process earning call transcripts. We use Stanford stanza to convert documents to sentences, and then search for keywords from the previous work's dictionary at sentence level, and in the final stage, we keep sentences only containing these keywords. Such as, we first convert earning call transcripts to sentences through tokenization with stanza. In this example, we illustrate with one paragraph from IBM's Q4 statement from 2018. Drawing on the literature, we have three classes for digital strategic initiatives: digital technology, business value, and strategy management, which are identified through 350 keywords under 17 technology classes. A more detailed version of these keywords, subclasses, and classes are available in our paper. To illustrate, during our pre-processing, we keep the sentences containing any of these 350 keywords, else we drop a sentence. Existing studies append sentence 1, sentence 2, and sentence 3 in stage 1. However, we only process sentence 2 because it is the only one that contains cloud business-related information. Such that if we process IBM's Q4 statement from 2018 with DigiCall, we identify 10 technology-related aspects, 2 business value-related aspects as a result of stage 1. Let's move to second stage. In the second stage of the existing work, they predict the digital strategy maturity as plan, pilot, release, and pioneer. Such that if the digital initiative is being planned, it is labeled as plan. If the digital initiative is being developed or piloted, it is labeled as a pilot. If the digital initiative is launched and making an active contribution to the business, it is labeled as a release. If the digital initiative is being pioneered and making a significant business impact, it is labeled as a pioneer. However, in our work, we hypothesize that digital initiative released or pioneered was completed in the past. Therefore, we predict the digital strategy maturity as a plan as a future, pilot as a present, and release and pioneer as a past. Now take a look at our pipeline and how we implement stage 2. In the second stage, we annotate data and use annotated data with several different approaches to predict the maturity of digital strategy at the sentence level. In order to annotate the pre-processed data from stage 1, we instructed 4 freelancer linguists on Upwork. Each linguist at least had a bachelor degree in linguistics and is a native level English speaker and at least 95% positive feedback on Upwork. We randomly selected 400 sentences from 2018 data, distributed 100 sentences to each annotator, and compensated $40 to each annotator for this task and allocated 1 week. In the next stage, we instructed another linguist, 5th person. We hired 5th person through Upwork with the same benchmarks and conditions to agree or to disagree with the annotated data by 4 people. The coherence kappa between the first 4 annotators and the 5th annotator is 84%. Finally, we instructed the 6th person with industry and domain experience to agree or to disagree with the annotated data by 4 people. The coherence kappa between the first 4 annotator and the 6th annotator is 95%, and the between the 5th and 6th annotator is 88%. Consistent with the baseline study in the area, we trained several domain-agnostic, transformer-based language models by applying fine-tuning with domain-specific data annotated by 4 different linguists. Moreover, we also used a domain-specific language model and a rule-based approach. In our rule-based approach, we leverage part-of-speech tagging. For the language models, we leverage domain-agnostic approaches such as BERT, Albert, and Robert A. Those are all BERT-based models. For the domain-specific one, we leverage FinBERT. It's a model pre-trained on financial corpora. In this slide, you can see DigiCall's performance and the previous work's performance. Despite Robert A. provides the highest F1 in previous work, our findings show that BERT-based uncase provides the highest F1 weighted levels. Given that we have different number of labels and did not experiment with the existing works data, we are only extending and adding to the literature by addressing some of the potential data and methodological issues in the prior work. Different than previous work, we experimented with a domain-specific language model, FineBERT. However, despite FineBERT is pre-trained and fine-tuned with the financial domain-specific corpora, it results lower F1 levels. The rule-based approach also has lower results than F1 based on case model. Let's go back to our example of IBM's 4th quarterly statement from 2018. We have identified the aspect of the digital strategic initiative in the first phase. For any sentence, if you look at the technology column, you'll see which type of technology class was disclosed in that particular sentence. If you look at the maturity column, you'll see the status of that initiative in the second stage, such that some sentences disclose completed past events, hence their label is past. Once you accumulate these at the company level, IBM, you will see the table at the right end. Once we identify the company-level digital strategic initiatives as aspect and maturity classes, we wanted to explore, is the new measure informing? In addition to our data analysis at the company level, we also created a panel data set to test the strength of DigiCall at industrial level. We first explored for the stock price correlation and digital strategic initiatives as PAC maturity. We observed that there is a positive stock correlation between the digital strategic initiatives that have been completed, labeled as past, and those that are currently ongoing, that are labeled as present. However, this correlation does not appear to exist when considering the forward-looking future digital strategic initiatives. As a supplementary analysis, we constructed company networks based on the correlation of stock returns between the companies, establishing edges between the companies when the correlation exceeds 0.2. Notably, the number of edges connecting companies for past and present initiatives exceeded those for future initiatives. However, it is interesting to note that, despite higher number of connections for past and present initiatives, the number of distinct communities detected in these networks was lower compared to network related to future initiatives. This suggests that, while past and present initiatives may exhibit stronger interconnections, future initiatives may have a more diverse and fragmented influence across different company communities. We aim to eliminate the dynamic nature of digital strategy initiative maturity and underscore the value of DigiCall as a tool for conducting thorough assessment in this ever-evolving domain. Given that we have a different number of labels and did not experiment with the previous work's resources, we are only extending and adding to the literature by addressing some potential data and methodological issues in the prior work. It is possible to use earning call transcripts to measure digital strategy maturity of organizations. Predicting the maturity of digital strategy of firms accurately might help researchers to explore organizations' digital transformation while providing insights on how to plan for digital transformation for organizations. In order to access the data and the code of DigiCall and utilize in your research, you can go to DigiCall #emnlp.github.io. The more detailed version of this demo is available at the ACL Proceedings page. It will be great to see your citation if you happen to use our dataset or code. Thank you for your sparing time and attention.